Way, and welcome to the 2025 Powwow Pitch Grand Finale, co-presented by RBC and MasterCard. Sunshine Tanasco and Indigenous, Kitagan Zibin Donjaba, and I'm the founder of Powwow Pitch. I will be your host for tonight's 2025 Powwow Pitch Grand Finale, where Indigenous entrepreneurs from across Turtle Island will pitch for cash prizes. Miigwech, thank you for joining us. 10 years ago, I started Powwow Pitch just for funsies at a local powwow in Ottawa, giving Indigenous entrepreneurs an opportunity to share their business ideas. It was meant to be a one and done type event, but the community asked for more opportunities. And now here we are, Turtle Island wide, with a vision to celebrate, showcase, and shine a spotlight on Indigenous entrepreneurs. Over the last decade, Powwow Pitch has lifted up thousands of Indigenous entrepreneurs, helping them to grow their businesses, tell their stories, and shine their light. And this year, the circle keeps getting bigger and brighter. 2025 has already been a milestone year for Powwow Pitch as we proudly celebrated our 10th anniversary and welcome back many returning partners alongside new partners to the Powwow Pitch community. Partners who share our values and collaborate with us to support Indigenous entrepreneurship. Miigwech, thank you to our co-presenting partners. Miigwech, thank you to our silver partners. Miigwech, thank you to our seed partners. Miigwech, and thank you to our collaborating partners. With their incredible support, we have unlocked new opportunities for Indigenous entrepreneurs, allowing us to offer a prize pool of over $100,000 this year. This summer, Indigenous entrepreneurs pitched live at powwows and submitted their video pitches across Turtle Island from nations like the Navajo, Cree, Mohawk, Anishinaabe, Maliseet, Inuit, Métis, Blackfeet, and Native Hawaiian. We shortlisted the top entrepreneurs from each semi-final category, and the first place winners from each live powwow received a golden ticket to tonight's grand finale. Tonight, each finalist will have 2 minutes for their pitch, followed by questions from the judges. Judges are evaluating the entrepreneurs based on presentation and motivation, execution and follow-through, and the positive contributions their businesses had on their community. This evening, these amazing entrepreneurs and Powwow Pitch finalists are pitching to an esteemed panel of judges for the chance to win the following prizes: $5,000 for Alumni Choice, $5,000 for third place, $10,000 for second place, and $25,000 for first place. Join the conversation online tonight using the hashtag #PowwowPitch. And now it's time to meet the judges who will be deciding who takes home the prizes. Joining us this evening are Herb Zobel, Vice President of Commercial Financial Services, Indigenous Markets at RBC. Kate Karn, Director of Government Affairs and Policy at MasterCard. Dr. Shira Barberstock, co-founder and CEO of Kabonish Inc. and the 2024 Powwow Pitch First Place winner. And Darian Ducharme, founder and owner of Tech Care and the 2024 Powwow Pitch Third Place winner. Welcome, judges. It's time to meet the finalists. Let's get started.
Hello, judges. My name is Douglas Paul from Queskekapow First Nation, and I'm the proud owner of Road Dogs Barbecue in Fredericton. Road Dogs was born from my second chance. From street kid to chef to stroke survivor to pit master. When people counted me out, I found healing in food and community. Barbecue became my medicine. It gave me back my voice, my purpose, and my future. This is why Road Dogs is more than just a restaurant. It's a second chance platform. We serve authentic barbecue that brings people together, bikers, blue-collar workers, professionals, and families. And we built a judgment-free space for youth, ex-cons, and those seeking a new start where people can find purpose, dignity, and leadership. and people are responding. In our first year, we catered over 25 events and generated more than $25,000 in revenue. From my mother's kitchen to powwows, concerts, and to our own very little snack shack. We've proven the demand for authentic barbecue and for a business that stands for something greater than profits. If I win the powwow pitch, I will invest the $25,000 in a food truck. The truck is more than just a vehicle. It's a classroom on wheels. It will let us take road dogs across the Maritimes, grow our catering, create opportunities for youth who deserve a second chance. Because road dogs is more than just food. It's a fire, it's healing, it's second chances. When you back us, you're not just backing people, you're feeding futures, you're feeding possibilities, and you're feeling hope. That's the Road Dogs vision, to spark the fire, to heal the hurt, and to open the doors that were locked out and shut. And that's the medicine we will carry across the Maritimes. Thank you.
Love your pitch, and I love your spirit. Quick question. I know you indicated partially, but I'm just wondering what motivated you to start this type of business?
When I was the head chef at Native Counseling Services of Alberta in Edmonton, I found that because I would put out lunches and soups and stuff and they had taken street kids, at-risk youth, and ex-cons for work release. So they would come in and they would open up to me. So that was kind of the foundation to what I want to do with Road Dogs, because what better place to open up and be comfortable than in the kitchen? And that's what we're offering.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It's fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about how you're getting the word out about your business so more people can find you?
A lot of word of mouth. There's a lot of word of mouth out there. We do Facebook campaigns, promotions, and I do live videos every now and then. And I've done, in the beginning, the last 2 months, when we first started, I would take sample boxes of brisket, pulled pork, French fries with our fried crack, and our homemade gravy. I would take that out and I would just take it to dealerships. I would take it to people in our parking lot, just to get it out there. I probably went through about $5,000 worth of meat.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. It's so inspirational, and thank you for the important work that you're doing. It really touches me. Is this a full-time venture for you? And if not, is it something that you're working towards?
The restaurant right now is full-time. What I do, I have 2 youth that work for me from different First Nations communities. They're at risk. I have an ex-con that works for me and a recovering addict. So basically what I'm doing, what I'm offering to do with my restaurant, it's already in play. And this is long-term. I plan for the next 5 years and beyond.
For generations, Indigenous stories of resilience and healing have gone unheard. Our creative spirits were stolen and our voices were silenced. I created Passasage to change that. Kwe, I'm Tessa, an Algonquin mother from Kitigan-Zibi and the creator of Passasage, a storytelling and healing platform that shares raw stories and artwork of Indigenous truth and resilience, reflecting both our strength and our pain. This is more than a book. It's the beginning of a movement that will grow into a multi-book series, creative workshops and courses, and grassroots healing. So far, I've invested $20,000 with the first anthology releasing in December, with roughly $9,000 dedicated to honorariums alone. 25% of revenue from the book will go back into Indigenous charities across Canada on a 6-month basis. I'm partnering with 5 Indigenous centers to deliver creative writing workshops for youth where I'm offering my Passasage guided reflection journal. If I win Powwow Pitch, I'll use the $25,000 to reach more remote communities, offer more honorariums for more voices, host more creative writing workshops, and distribute Passasage so it can live in homes, schools, and libraries across the country while working on the sequel and expanding the workshops. Passasage is a vital resource, serving not only as a powerful outlet for Indigenous voices, but also an educational tool for allies seeking to learn, understand, and support reconciliation. With now over 150K views across social media, what began as a small dream has grown into something beyond myself that I'm grateful has touched many lives along the way. It carries the potential to evolve into an ongoing series, educational resources, cultural programming, and can keep expanding without limits. It is more than my story, it's our story. Together, we can ensure Indigenous voices and creativity are not only amplified, but also celebrated. Let's carry this medicine forward for ourselves and for generations to come. Let's pass the sage. Miigwech.
Great job.
You did such an amazing job, Tessa.
Thank
I
you.
apologize for that, the voice here. So my question for you is, other than book sales, what other forms of revenue do you have for your company?
So for sustainability, I'm actually planning a mix of revenue streams, including the book, more sequels, journal sales, workshops, creative writing workshops, and eventually I want to expand into creative writing courses, seasonal magazines, and also a podcast. I'll be applying for grants and building partnerships to keep the momentum going.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Great pitch. I'm just wondering, what's the most common way that you get your message out, or how do you market your business?
Right. So at the moment, we're really focused on social media marketing. I have signed up for vendor booths at Indigenous events, book signing, pre-sales through my website. I'm also partnering with the Indigenous centers and schools to host the workshops, which directly connects people to my platform. The anthology itself will be sold widely online and at events in bulk to schools and libraries, serving as both a cultural and educational tool. The workshops are also available online now, making them accessible to more remote communities across the country. This shift is a key part of my marketing strategy, ensuring our reach extends beyond local spaces.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Can you tell us a little bit about if you're doing this yourself or what your team looks like to help you execute on your
Absolutely.
plans?
So I am a one-man show. I do have a publishing team that I hired, so they've been going over, the editing part of the anthology and all of that. But as for myself, I run my full social media by myself. I make all of my social media posts by myself. I'm the one making sure I sign up to all the vendor things. So it's been a lot, but it's been a learning journey that I've been so grateful for.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Great job.
Congratulations.
Did you know that the average person's diet is 80% processed foods? Ani Boujou, I'm Destiny, the founder and executive chef at FoodZen, and my mission is to change the way people see, buy, and eat food. In Canada, we're eating less than 10% of the foods that are native. And if you're an urban Indigenous person like me due to displacement, good luck. Venison, bison, and even wild rice are restricted, while processed foods fill our shelves and fuel the highest rates of diabetes among Indigenous people. I started FoodZen to change that. Although we cook international foods, we strive to follow Indigenous philosophies of hyperlocal, ultra-seasonal, and prioritize whole foods over processed ones. Food isn't just fuel, it's medicine, it's culture, and it's sovereignty. Today, FoodZen has served over 20,000 meals, helped hundreds of families bring Zen to mealtime, educated nearly 8,000 students, professionals, and community members through our hands-on Indigenous food workshops, while continuing to strengthen our meal delivery partnerships with local schools and businesses. We're also working with a law firm to challenge outdated food laws that limit access to Indigenous ingredients. Since opening in September 2021, the response has been incredible. FoodZen has grown by 50% year over year, expanded from in-home personal chefs to a pre-made meal delivery service, launched a kids' lunch program, started building a product line of sauces and spices, and moved into our very first brick and mortar. If I win Powwow Pitch, I'll invest the $25,000 to purchase commercial equipment, expand our community outreach and partnerships, strengthen our advocacy work, and launch a line of sauces and spices that reflect our philosophies. This investment will help give us the capacity to scale safely, reach twice as many families, and bring healthier meals to more schools, all while advancing food sovereignty. FoodZen isn't just a business. It's a movement to reclaim our food systems, honor our traditions, and feed the next 7 generations.
Great job.
Great job. Thank you so much for your pitch. That's really, really inspiring. And congratulations on your success, being able to see growth every single year. It sounds like you're going through an exciting time. I'm curious to know, with all the exciting growth that you have, what is your big vision? Where do you see your business in about 5 years from now?
Yeah, that's a really hard question to answer because this has already grown beyond my wildest expectations. I believe this was just going to be a personal chef service, helping people get meals on the table that I wanted for my own family. And we've grown so much. So I would love to be able to get into more families, not just in Waterloo region, but perhaps expanding to cities outside of us, and also getting our sauces and spices at least delivered across the country if we can. Just if you can't be close to us, then we can bring our easy meal time spices and sauces to you.
Great.
Amazing. Destiny, fantastic business. I love everything you're doing. I'm in Winnipeg. I wish I could buy your pre-made food here in Winnipeg. But my one question is, what is one moment that you're most proud of in your business so far?
I think it was last year we had our very first small business award, and I ended up winning the Entrepreneur of the Year. And I was up against a lot of other companies that kind of have been doing this for up to 20 years. And to be honored at such an early stage in our business was probably one of those moments where I was like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. And it just gave me that extra drive to keep pushing and keep being more successful and doing better.
Wow. Thank you.
Great job, Destiny.
Thank
Just
you.
wondering, has there been any major pivots that you've done in your business since starting, and have you learned from those?
I think for us, we started our business right in the middle of COVID. So obviously that gave us the time to figure out what is the best way to do this. We are a very successful online food business, which is different than a restaurant or catering business. What we did find is though, there was a lot of people who didn't necessarily want us in their homes doing cooking. And so by pivoting a bit and offering not just in-home personal chef services, but a pre-made meal delivery services, has been a huge part of the growth of our business as well. So not something I originally wanted to do or thought we would do, but it definitely has helped scale our business tremendously.
Great job.
There you go. I'm Mitchell Brant of Eagle Orthopedics. Did you know that in Ontario, there's one amputation every 7 hours? Now imagine if that were someone close to you. The majority of amputations are caused by diabetes and vascular disease, conditions far more prevalent in our own Indigenous communities. Here's the reality. 85% of these amputations can be prevented with early detection and timely treatment. What does limb loss really mean? It's not just losing a foot or a leg, it's losing a part of yourself. Changes how you work, how you care for your family, and even how you take part in your community. I provided care for people who say they didn't just lose mobility, they lost independence, livelihood, and identity. At Eagle Orthopedics, we ensure nobody faces this alone. For us, it's more than healthcare. It's about bringing culturally safe, community-centered solutions to people who have been underserved for generations. We're proud to be the only Indigenous-owned prosthetic and orthotic clinic on a First Nations reserve. For over 30 years, Eagle Orthopedics has provided high-quality care to our own Indigenous community, local children's neuromuscular clinics, hospitals, and multiple isolated reserves in Northern Ontario. As a result of these strong partnerships, since 2020, our company has had an annual growth rate of about 13%. We're looking to extend our reach to more people than ever by launching a new mobile clinic with help from Powwow Pitch. We will be pledging the $25,000 grand prize towards reducing the accessibility barrier many of our patients face. Instead of waiting for patients to come to us, we're going to them to screen, treat, and monitor high-risk patients before it's too late. What does that mean in real terms? Fewer emergency surgeries, fewer hospital stays, and healthier communities. At Eagle Orthopedics, we don't just treat limb loss, we stop it before it starts. Meow.
Great. Thank you so much for the pitch and for the work that you and your team are doing. Can you tell me a little bit about the go-to-market? So how you're creating these relationships and getting into the community and providing the support that you do?
It's been over 30 years. We've been located on the Tyineneg Mohawk territory, and we do our best. And just as far as advertising, getting our name out into the community, kind of meeting people through COVID took a little bit of a damper of getting that personal connection. So we're kind of hoping to pound the pavement and get back to those roots of showing face to face to let people know who you're working with. And then our work is highly dependent on referral sources. So just maintaining connections with local surgeons, healthcare teams, foot care teams, etc.
Thank you so much for your pitch today. It was really good. I'm sitting in Tyendinaga right now, and I've been to your clinic, so this is fun. My question for you is, what gaps have you identified? So I know you said that you're looking to do the mobile clinic so that you can do testing. Would other communities have those services available to them now through healthcare professionals in their areas? Or if there is a specific gap that you see, can you expand upon that?
Yeah, I think just working in the field every day, one of the main complaints in getting to us is the difficulty just getting an appointment and making that trip down to see us. For a company and clinic, that's, main point is regaining mobility. It's a significant barrier. Not a lot of people have access to our services, which is also why we do the clinic in Northern Ontario in Moose Factory. And we're just doing everything we can to break that barrier.
Thank you.
Hey, Mitch, great pitch. I love it, what you do. Quick question. How do you charge the client/customer? Is it through insurance or do they pay for it out of their own pocket for the testing?
Good question. It's a very long answer. I could take hours to explain this, but essentially there are government programs in place. But some people do pay out of pocket. And for us, we're very thankful to work in a clinic that's patient first. We bill for the product we provide, and a lot of the follow-up care we actually don't charge for. So we give back a lot of our own time and just making sure that this person has the best experience possible and to know that they're not going through it alone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Scano. I'm Kendal Garlow, founder of Sprouts Inc. Imagine you're a greenhouse owner on Six Nations. You want to grow fresh Haudenosaunee foods for your family and community, but the technology available to you is too expensive, too complicated, or was designed without small growers in mind. That's the problem Sprouts Inc. is solving. Sprouts Inc. is an agri-tech startup providing culturally aligned greenhouse automation. At its core, our system is made up of modular plant sensors and a central hub that allows growers to monitor and automatically adjust conditions like soil, water, and climate, all from your phone. We pair that with an AI platform built to provide growers with tailored support. In other words, we make advanced greenhouse technology accessible, affordable, and aligned with Haudenosaunee values. We have two revenue streams, a one-time hardware setup for growers who want a simple plug-and-play solution, and a monthly subscription that gives you access to 24/7 AI insights and chatbot. Since April, we've been approached by growers in our community and secured 3 pilot sites in Six Nations, representing over 10,000 square feet of greenhouse test space. That's roughly a quarter of all active greenhouse space in Six Nations committed to testing with us. These pilots give us real-time feedback and community validation. Proof that this solution is not only possible, but wanted. With Powwow Pitch funding, the $25,000 will go directly towards finishing the remaining 40% of our prototype, launch testing with our local partners, and complete our AI platform. This funding is the bridge that allows us to move from the pilot stage to market entry for May 2026. Our 5-year plan starts close to home in Six Nations. By year 4, we'll scale across Turtle Island, delivering Indigenous first technology that strengthens food sovereignty and inspires the next generation of growers. Sprouts Inc. isn't just agri-tech, it's a movement, building tools for today and food sovereignty for tomorrow. By us, for us. Nyawa.
Wow.
Well done. Great job.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering, do you have a team that supports you? Do you have someone that helps you do this? Because it sounds like a huge task.
Great question. It is a lot. So we do have a little bit of a team. So it's myself, my husband is an electrical engineer and he's doing a lot of the tech work, and he's partnered with NMI, which is a business in Waterloo who supports us with that tech as well. We also have community partners helping us build relationships and kind of gauging our market interest as well. So talking to a lot of the growers.
Thanks.
Great, thank you so much for your presentation. Technology often requires some form of pivot or adaptation. Can you tell us about how you may have pivoted or evolved since you started?
Yeah, so we only started in April, and a lot of the pivot that we've experienced is how do we make this work in, say, remote communities? How can we pivot to make this as accessible, as easy to use as possible? So we've had to, it's really technical, but we've moved from a mesh network, which is kind of hopping off of each like Wi-Fi network, and moved to more of a LoRa network. So we can get up to around 3 miles of range. So as long as you are within a tower within 3 miles, you can use everything. So a lot of it is trying to make it as easy and accessible as possible.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing pitch. So inspired by the work that you're doing. Is education also part of what you'll be doing as well? Because I imagine working with communities, there's a lot that needs to be learned, and even retraining people's brains now that this healthy food is available, like incorporating it into your diet. Can you speak to that?
Absolutely. So we initially started with, we wanted to run workshops out of some of the greenhouses that we're partnering with. And that's still in the cards as soon as we get our technology up. So right now our focus is getting our prototype done and kind of getting our product ready. And then we want to pivot into more offering workshops on our website, helping educate people about Haudenosaunee foods. So bringing that accessibility to the community is also a really big piece of what we want to do. So we don't just want to be a technology company, we want to be a growing hub for Six Nations and other Indigenous communities too.
That's great. Thank you.
Thanks.
I am Tannis Smoke, and we are Nina-Wishday events, really good events in our Dakota language. We are the only Indigenous-owned giant game rental business in our region. We bring Indigenous culture, language, and representation into every event we serve. I bring 13 years of accounting experience to ensure our financial management and growth. We launched in May 2024, fully self-funded while working full-time, and quickly became self-sustaining with repeat customers. In year 1, we doubled our projected sales. In year 2, we are on track to double again, surpassing our goals. We doubled our game inventory, building most of it ourselves, and our games now travel across Manitoba with invitations from other provinces. Our most popular rental is Who Dis, a giant version of Guess Who, featuring 19 Indigenous cartoon characters for true representation. We are now designing a classroom version that highlights Indigenous historical figures. Beyond games, we now rent tents, tables, chairs, and linens, expanding our reach and customer base. Hello, I'm Rayel, and I bring 6 years of sales and marketing expertise. I fuel our growth through networking, cold calls, social media, direct community outreach. We serve many communities, schools, corporations like Manitoba Hydro, and keep our customers coming back. And each year we give back with a free community barbecue showcasing Indigenous entrepreneurs, and we give away a grant. Next for us is retail. We are currently designing a language learning game with multiple ways to teach and learn. Our long-term vision is to own a distribution warehouse, a retail warehouse, event center, outdoor venue, and expanding across Turtle Island. Winning powwow pitch would help us launch our language learning game and into homes and schools to help restore our language. At Nina-Wishday, we build joy, resilience, and community through play and culture at our core. Nina-Wishday is ready to multiply our reach. Thank you, powwow pitch. Thank you. Wopida, pida Miami Guach.
Great pitch. Quick question. When you expand out of Manitoba for your game rentals, how are you going to get the product to the intended location outside of Manitoba?
Outside of Manitoba, well, we are currently working on getting a trailer. That way we're able to expand our inventory at the same time. And it'll be a lot better for us to travel all over Turtle Island and bring all of our games once we have that trailer.
Great, thank you.
Great pitch. I'm just wondering what inspired you to start this business?
We've planned many events in the past, whether it be for our community or for our family. And we've tried to find something like us and wasn't able to find it. So we figured we could be those people.
Yes.
We could be the people for the community that come out and bring cultural representation.
Excellent.
Loved your presentation. Thank you so much. It was so joyful. Can you tell me a little bit about how the team and how you're going to expand while keeping what's so special about your core business?
So we currently just, when we started out, we had a 4-phase plan. So we're currently moving into our phase 2. And right now it's just me and my sister here, but we have big plans to have our own staff and a big warehouse one day and to expand into different regions, hopefully own our own event center. So we have a couple different phases and we're already moving into some of those.
Amazing. Thank you.
Are you planning to also expand in a commercial way with your business? So making games to sell so that families can buy them?
Absolutely. We got a lot of suggestions and people wanting that. So we're going to do it. We got a North Forge membership through Powwow Pitch and we're just waiting to activate it. And it's going to help us expand and distribute some of our larger games into smaller pieces and get them right into people's homes.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Great job.
Kansai, I'm Sunday Queskekapow, a Two-Spirit trans First Nations and proud autistic person from Pillaktuaq and a band member of Nori House Cree Nation. I'm the co-founder of Kiwetna Consulting, an Indigenous and 2S LGBTQIA+ firm with my partner Victoria Perrie, a Métis criminal defense lawyer. We specialize in GLADU reports, specialized legal reports used in the courts for sentencing involving Indigenous people. They give judges context about a person's life, how trauma and systematic barriers have shaped experiences, while uplifting the strengths and voices of our people. In court, these reports can mean the difference between a jail sentence and a healing-based path forward. They are vital to restorative justice. But right now, they are out of reach, costing up to $6,000 with waitlists often over 6 months. Without them, our people can go through the justice system, but they don't receive restorative justice. They are sentenced without their stories being heard and without a path to healing during and after incarceration. GLADU reports create healing pathways that can change and even save lives. That's where we come in. We are building an open language model tool that makes reports faster, more consistent, and affordable. We've already built partnerships and are working with developers to bring this tool to life, so it can be used by Indigenous communities, lawyers, and advocates across the country. If we win Powwow Pitch, we will use the $25,000 to finalize and launch the tool and to fund additional GLADU reports for Indigenous clients who cannot afford them. This will allow us to dramatically cut wait times, lower costs, and make GLADU reports accessible to far more Indigenous people every year. This tool will allow us to grow, bringing GLADU reports to communities across the country, breaking the cycle of over-incarceration, and building a future where current and next generations have access to justice and healing. This is not just a business, it is a response to injustice, rooted in Indigenous leadership, community care, and the vision of bringing our relatives home. Thank you.
Wow. Fantastic pitch, Sunday. I absolutely love what you're doing. Quick question. What inspired you to do this?
As an Indigenous person with a family in the justice system and seeing many community members as well, we saw that Indigenous community members weren't having their voices and stories heard, and they were often left without restorative justice and without those paths of healing forward and supports forward for true healing instead of the cycle of reincarceration. And so to really bring our relatives home, we saw the need to be able to bring that restorative justice and storytelling piece.
Great job, Sunday. Just wondering, what is your marketing strategy to get your brand out there?
Yeah, for sure. Our marketing strategy is so far social media, and we also have like emailing lists, and we also work with a lot of partnering organizations like Legal Aid Manitoba, and we also have a lot of deep community connections with local Indigenous governments as well, so we're able to work within those communities. And yeah, so far we've gained a lot of traction through those marketing strategies.
Thank you, Sunday, for your presentation and the work that you and your firm are doing. Can you please tell us a little bit I think you said $6,000 is about the current price point, kind of how your technology will bring that down and make it more accessible?
Yeah, for sure. So the technology we're working with the tech developers, it would also help us make transcription software, because we record our interviews to make sure that we are fully being able to listen to our community members and tell and uplift their stories and that. And we would be able to have a transcription software that is private and safe for this vulnerable and sensitive information of our community members. And it would also help us organize reports and questions to kind of streamline that first draft of our reports, which is often the most time consuming. And also transcribing is often the most time consuming as well, as we often interview the community member and also their family and friends as well. And so this would definitely speed up the process by a lot.
Hansay judges, my name is Jackie DeCoteau-Gill. I'm a Cree, Dene, and mixed settler woman and mother, born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta. I'm the daughter of Donna, whose legacy I honor. Witnessing her unacknowledged grief and loss in a time with minimal supports, it inspired me to open Cookham's Helper Society as a solution to the lack of culturally safe care and dignity at the end of life. Since reconnecting to culture and ceremony over the last 10 years, it has transformed my life in ways I never could have imagined. Known as a community auntie, cultural helper, and ribbon skirt business owner, my connection and belonging to culture is woven in my daily life. Cookham's Helper has partnered with George Spady Society and Niganan Housing Ventures, where we are able to offer direct care and support to Indigenous people and families who are navigating this time of transition. We value partnerships and being in good relations, and we know we cannot do this work in isolation. We have successfully managed $127,000 in grants and directly supported over 100 families with end-of-life care and grief circles. Over 1,500 people attended our first 2 memorial round dances, where we provided an opportunity for ceremony and connection encompassed in love and connection. Winning powwow pitch would allow us to host our 3rd annual memorial round dance to honor those who have passed in the inner city, host biannual grief circles, and a ribbon skirt class to help families honor those in the spirit world. They would also cover administration funds to help us move forward with securing a permanent Indigenous end-of-life care center. Our vision is to create an end-of-life care center anchored around a culturally safe, shared gathering space where urban Indigenous are supported and surrounded by chosen family and cultural teachings, ensuring they are walked home in a good way and their families feel supported through this transition. Cookham's Helper Society loves people through death by intentionally creating a future where Indigenous relatives receive end-of-life care rooted in culture, community, and dignity. That's it.
Great. Jackie, thank you so much for your pitch. I'm very inspired by the work that you're doing. It's deep, deep heart work. So Chimiquetch for all the important work that you're doing. I just wanted to ask you, so inspired by what you're doing, what is your plan for sustainability? Because there's so much important work that you're doing. It's going to take a lot of funding. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I would like to be like as minimal cost as possible. So like partnering with the George Spady and Niganan, they already have like their big housing people here in the city. And I've had talks with this, like the municipal government, and then I know I'll have to talk with provincial also. But I had met somebody who will help me with my grant writing because he had worked for provincial and federal government. So he kind of knows where to get funding for all these. And yeah, and my next thing is to go talk to the Minister of Health, even though our climate isn't the greatest here, but yeah.
Great, thanks.
Jackie, I love what you do. It's so needed, and the pitch was incredible. One question, do you hire your own staff or do you get people from another company that you subcontract essentially?
Right now, I'm in a grant with Healthcare Excellence Canada. So actually, I do the work with the people housed in Spady and Niganan right now. And I've hosted the grief circles and organized my round dance. So right now, I'm the only frontline work.
Okay,
But
so it's only
again,
you right now.
yeah, and my
Okay.
board. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's great. But do you have plans to expand to bring more trainers on?
Yeah, actually, I'm a helper with Healing with Horses, so in Musqueam, and he wants to create like a Indigenous doula program with me because I inspired him to have a doula course, and then yeah, again, just going forward with a business plan and my financials to get funding from those 3 levels of government. Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Shauna Whitebear. I'm an enrolled member of MHA Nation and the founder of Whitebear Moccasins, based in Bozeman, Montana. I'm a self-taught moccasin maker who has passed my knowledge to a crew of Indigenous makers. Together, we craft modern moccasins with traditional flair. Teaching others has always been central to my work. I believe it's vital to keep these skills alive in the hands of the next generation, creating a ripple effect of cultural preservation. Too often, non-Indigenous companies have profited from moccasins, disconnecting the product from its cultural roots. Wiper Moccasins is reclaiming that narrative. We use bison leather because of its cultural importance and because it's 3 times stronger than cowhide. Our goal is to create durable, everyday moccasins that honor tradition and meet the modern needs. Since starting in 2020, Wiper Moccasin has seen a steady growth, generating over $500,000 in sales. That success reflects an enormous amount of handwork, but our current process is highly labor intensive. With $25,000 in funding, we can purchase a leather clicker press and a set of moccasin template dies in common sizes. This would allow us to streamline production, open wholesale accounts with boutique shops in tourist areas, and grow significantly. Another branch of Wiper Moccasins is powwow repair. At Crow Fair, the largest powwow in Montana, my crew and I borrowed the hand crank sewing machine and offered moccasin repair soles. We resold 30 pairs. With funding, we would expand the service by purchasing additional hand crank sewing machines and a trailer wrapped in our logo to create a mobile repair shop. We could then travel to powwows throughout the season, offering repairs and rebuilding relationships and marketing brand directly in our communities. Wiper Moccasin is more than a business. It's about cultural preservation, sustainability, and Indigenous innovation. With the right support, we can continue to grow while keeping this important tradition alive and thriving. Thank you for your consideration.
Just wondering, what inspired you to start this business in the beginning?
I was working out of a cobbler shop, and they were actually selling some moccasins there. And it was a son and father company, and it was a great company, but they weren't Indigenous. And I just thought it was kind of bummed me out how there's so many moccasin making companies, but didn't really have Indigenous ties. So in my head, my delusional head at the time, I was like, wouldn't it be cool to like offer that? And then that kind of sparked it.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I wish I could see what your moccasins look like. I'm sure they're phenomenal. Could you tell me? Oh, perfect.
I have them right here.
Can you tell me a little bit about your go-to-market? How you're getting them into hands of consumers? Is it direct to consumer? Is it through boutiques, etc.? I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
So a majority is on online sales. So I was able to market my product through Instagram and then TikTok. TikTok was one that really kind of opened a lot of doors and opportunities during COVID. When the cobbler shop had to close down, I was able there making TikTok videos and documenting my process of making the moccasin. So then from there, it's kind of word of mouth. I'm involved in a lot of activities out here in Bozeman. So the community has been very supportive, and so mainly it is online, but I would like to get into more boutiques and wholesale accounts.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your pitch. Do you have any, are you interested in going global at all? Are you looking for global expansion? How big do you want to go?
Well, to be honest, I want to go big. I want to go big because, well, so for so many reasons. All the big shoe companies are owned by men, and I want to be kind of the first woman Indigenous business owner to own a moccasin making company in the US. And so I would love, I do have customers from Canada and Paris and Australia, and so I would like to go like bigger.
Great.
Hello, my name is Christen Falcon, and I'm the co-owner of Backpackers Ferry, a Blackfeet tribally owned ecotourism shell company. Each season, more than 3 million people visit Glacier National Park, spending over $500 million in and around the park, despite the fact that 5 out of the park's 7 entrances are on the Blackfeet Nation, and only a slight fraction of the economic benefit reaches our community. Backpackers Ferry is changing that. The east side of Glacier Park, Blackfeet Nation has no taxis, no Ubers, no rental cars. We saw an opportunity to provide a unique tribally led transportation service connecting visitors from airports, train stations, and trailheads directly to the east side of Glacier, while also offering them an authentic experience rooted in Blackfeet culture, history, climate advocacy, and stewardship, while creating jobs and stimulating our community. In 2021, my partner Wyden and I launched Backpackers Ferry and became one of 2 100% Blackfeet-owned shuttle companies in our area. Our motto is to explore responsibly and to connect locally. Being that we operate in and around Glacier Park, our business caters to backcountry enthusiasts from all over the world. We use our business to help stimulate our tribe's economy, provide crucial education that centers around Indigenous history, land stewardship, climate resiliency, and to help break the negative stigma that faces our Blackfeet people. In years prior, my partner and I operated the business, just us two, with one shuttle van, keeping up with this demand, or trying to keep up with this demand. This year, to meet the demand, we acquired 2 other shuttle vans and were able to hire 4 other Blackfeet drivers. From this year alone, we have tripled our output compared to seasons prior. We grew our customer base from an average of 3 rides daily, averaging around 18 customers daily, to this season at 15 rides daily, averaging around 55 customers per day. Our business growth is still outpacing our fleet, and with Power Pitch's support, this investment can help us capture more of that 500 million tourism economy for the Blackfeet Nation. With this investment, we plan to expand our shuttle fleet to meet our growing demand, create more jobs for our community, create career paths for our Native youth, ensuring that our young people see our future here at home, to plan and develop cultural education programs for our visitors, and to look deeper into our goal of becoming outfitters and provide guiding throughout our ancestral homelands. Most importantly, we shift our visitors' experience, so instead of just passing through, people leave with a deeper respect for Indigenous history, culture, and stewardship, to explore responsibly and connect locally. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was incredible. Do you go by Christian?
Kristen.
Christen, I love the pitch. I love what you do. Quick question. Where do you see yourself on a daily basis with the business in 5 years?
In 5 years, of course, definitely having a bigger fleet and having a lot more employees. See, the part of the park, with Glacier Park, there isn't much of our voice, our Blackfeet voice within, within the park. They often kind of avoid our people as much. So definitely having more of that voice, rewriting, the scripture that is kind of placed upon our people. We definitely would like to see our business more inside the park, not only inside Glacier Park, but also starting a branch into the Yellowstone National Park as well, to provide that Indigenous, really good storytelling with the transportation there.
That's great.
Great job, Christen. Just wondering, how do you get your business out there? How do you market your ferry service or your taxi service?
Yeah, definitely. So of course we use social media. We have our own website. We work with a lot of Montana commerce places like Whitefish, Kalispell, Columbia Falls, Great Falls, Missoula even. I worked on this place called Destination Blackfoot with the Blackfoot Confederacy. And if you kind of see it behind me, but it is a big map that we were able to highlight all of the businesses through Blackfoot country, whether it was up above the Canadian border and also here down in Opscoppi country, that is in the US. So we were able to highlight, tourism business throughout here. And that was one of our, our business was of course highlighted on there. We're on numerous backcountry websites and apps. We're all over Reddit. We're all over social media. Let's see what else. Well, of course, we have our own pamphlets. Anytime you go into a train station, a local airport, such as the, Glacier National Airport, Great Falls Airport, you're going to see our Backpackers Ferry pamphlets inside of those information areas, so that when visitors come through and they're looking for shuttles or they're looking for, any type of transportation like that, they're going to pick up and they're going to see who's in the area, who can pick them up and such. And that's going to be us.
Oh, great.
Gail Kestelfla, my name is Cody and Tadalayawan, Samhada and Queskekapow. My company is First Story. We specialize in making language learning resources for Indigenous communities. I started the company after struggling with my own language learning. The shame I felt was something I didn't want any Indigenous person to feel. The mission I've set for myself is to help as many Indigenous people learn their language as I can. A big problem many communities face is there's not enough fluent speakers for every classroom, daycare, or home. Because of this, our main product is a language pen and recordable stickers. Communities can put the stickers on their pre-existing resources, load the pen with their audio. They can then send the resources in the pen to anyone who doesn't have access to a fluent speaker. The other big problem I hear from communities is we don't have enough resources. To help with this, we provide ready-made resources that just need to have written translations added to them. Our philosophy is we'll get the resources 90% completed so communities can quickly finish them. In my first year, I hit over 100,000 in revenue, and my resources are in over 30 communities and 13 school districts. My plan for continuing my growth is to build relationships with more communities and iterate on my resources until they're both effective and exactly what communities are looking for. I'm then going to schools that already have them and convince them to try using them to teach English. Since I'm developing them to be useful for any Indigenous language, it'll mean they can also be used to teach English or French. English language learning alone is currently a $30 billion a year industry, and it's expected to hit $70 billion by 2030. If I'm able to sell the same resources to English and French language learners as I do Indigenous communities, then Indigenous people can benefit from the large economies of scale that English has, but with a fraction of the population and with resources that were specifically designed for them. If I win, I'm using half the money to hire a fractional COO to help write a business plan. I was diagnosed with ADHD 3 years ago, and needing a business plan is currently a big barrier for me in accessing programs designed to help Indigenous entrepreneurs. The rest will go to a marketing campaign. I'm planning on giving back in 3 ways: setting aside a portion of every sale so I can offer discounts to those who need it, offer on-the-job training for Indigenous people, and running research studies of my resources so communities can have more access or more information when making their own resources. Queskekapow.
Thank you so much for the presentation, the vital work that you're doing in teaching languages across the country. Can you tell me a little bit about the team? Is it just you and potentially the fractional CEO in future, or how are you getting everything done?
Yeah, it's just me. So I quit my job February of last year to get this off the ground, and I didn't have any money, and so I was like bootstrap the whole thing. I got the first shipment made with pre-orders, and I've been making just enough money to like pay myself as I make more sales. And so the fractional COO is to like get a business plan so that I can get funds to hire people. My first 2 hires are going to be an admin person and an operations person, just to take some of the load off so I can spend more time on marketing and developing resources.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation and your pitch. Very inspiring, and thank you for the amazing work that you're doing. Can you talk a little bit more about the resources? Learning new languages is hard. It's really difficult, repetition, and I know there's people that believe you need to learn it on the land if you're learning Indigenous languages. Can you speak more about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the struggles that I had, like I said, I had ADHD, and so my biggest barrier to learning is not having resources that were made for me. I started off as a book publishing, just making like books, but I wanted to take what I've learned about ADHD over the past 3 years and put it towards language learning resources. And so I have these card games to start where communities can write their own written form in, and then you can play language card games. With ADHD, I know that you really need things to be interactive and interesting for to pick up. And I've taken the resources, the card games specifically, to 4 different elementary schools, and it was a big hit from kindergarten to grade 5.
Great, thank you.
Amazing. It's so needed. I love the pitch. I think it's perfect. Just a question. So what are the products that you're selling? So I saw there's a card game. I saw there was another card with a pen. What is the whole package people get?
So the 2 different packages are, one, there's the pen and the recordable stickers. And so those recordable stickers go on pre-existing resources that community has. Both my communities have a lot. So any books, flashcards, posters that they might already have, you can put it on it to have your audio work with it. And then mine are these card games. And I'm going to have about like 30 different decks of cards.
Thank you, judges. Today, you are part of something historic, the creation of the first Indigenous collector dolls. This is a $10 billion global market projected to reach $40 billion in the next 9 years. Tanse, Shyanne Yellowbird Nitsigatsun. Hello, my name is Shyanne Yellowbird. I'm from the Samson Cree Nation in Pigeon Lake, Alberta. Mimusagaigan, also known as the land of the little people. My company, Mimi Nisak, which is Cree for little people, creates plush collector dolls rooted in Indigenous representation and stories, celebrating who we are. Presently, there is no Indigenous representation in this niche product category, but collectible plushies are a Gen Z rage, and Indigenous creations are needed. I already have over 1 million TikTok views and a growing social following of 25,000 in this niche, reflecting excitement for Indigenous innovation and the stories I'm bringing forward. Collectors are watching and they're waiting. If I win Powwow Pitch, this investment will allow me to fund the production of my first 3,000 dolls at a cost of $13,000, which will generate over $80,000 in revenue. The remaining funds will support packaging, legal protections, and a targeted influencer and digital campaign. Through limited edition drops, Mimi Nisak will spotlight Indigenous issues and celebrate the global diversity of Indigenous peoples. As the company scales, my intention is to create new collections with tribes across the world and employ our community. Mimi Nisak is more than dolls. It is a cultural movement that will attract both Indigenous and non-Indigenous customers. I am proud to bring Indigenous stories into every home and every imagination, one doll at a time. So please meet Eskinap, who is waiting to come to life with your powwow pitch investment. Hi. Thank you.
Great pitch, Shyanne. I love the idea. That it seems to be all the rage these days. I'm wondering what inspired you to want to start this type of business?
Yeah, so on social media, I got involved into this Collector Nation. Thank you for your question. And I got involved in this pretty early on before it started blowing up. And I was just talking about these dolls on TikTok. And then I started getting like invitations and collaborations where the brands would actually send me their stuff. So then on TikTok Shop, I would promote them. And then I made $3,000 for one of the brands. And that was just off like not me even really putting that much marketing effort into it. So I know with my creation, I'm really excited, and my community is both rooted in that collector doll niche and Indigenous representation and community that I've created. So this will be the time where I can finally combine both, and I feel like also make a cultural impact.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can already see my youngest being obsessed with getting as many of those as she can. So I look forward to them coming live. Can you talk a little bit about the production and how you're going to get them into the hands of consumers and kids everywhere, or Gen Z and children and older adults everywhere that want them?
Yeah, so thank you for your question. And when I first started this, I started this a year ago, and it took me 6 months to locate a manufacturer, even emailing people in like China, Vietnam, and also understanding the cost of that. And then finally, I found a manufacturer in Turtle Island who I've already spent 2,000, I've spent 4,000 actually on trademarking my name across Turtle Island, both Canada and the US, and 2,000 sending my designs to the team. So now the manufacturer, they have the design and they're just waiting for me to send them to money to actually create the dolls. And from there, they'll help me too with shipping that out.
Thank you so much for your pitch. I'm just curious, what sort of supports do you have around you right now to help make this dream a reality?
Yeah, so really right now, it has just been me. And also, again, thank you for your question. That's really good. It's just been me working on this. So pushing everything, contacting the manufacturer. But as I scale, initially, I will bring in my family to help with like shipping and anything if that's needed. And then as I scale, I'd love to employ the Indigenous community. But right now, it's just me and going back and forth with the manufacturer.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kaleb Montgomery-Reid. I'm from the Lower Smilkameen Indian Band, and I'm the founder of Reverence Basketball. I grew up in a small Indigenous community where talent often went unseen, but I was lucky. I had a mentor who believed in me, and it changed everything. Most Indigenous youth don't get that chance. They have the talent, but without guidance, training, or visibility, their dreams fade before they begin. And that's why I started Reverence Basketball. It's Indigenous-led, and it's built to give youth what I had and what too many don't. We do 3 simple things. We build skills so athletes can compete. We provide mentorship so they grow as leaders and role models. And we make sure the talent is seen by coaches and programs. Reverence isn't just about basketball. It's about creating pride and opportunity. In just 8 months, Reverence has already proven it works. One athlete came in doubting his future in basketball, and after just 1 summer of training with us, he secured 2 collegiate opportunities, something he never thought was possible. And he's not alone. We've now trained over 300 athletes across the interior. Some are competing at universities, and others have gone on to represent at the national level. Our partners see this impact too. The First Nations Health Authority supports the health and wellness side. iSpark strengthens the athletic pathway, and the Okanagan Nation Alliance keeps our programs rooted in culture and community. Together, they show that Reverence isn't just a one-person project. It's a model backed by leaders across sport, health, and community. With $25,000, we will train and hire 2 Indigenous assistant coaches, build a mentorship platform so nations can develop their own leaders, and host a national showcase event where Indigenous athletes can be seen by university coaches across Canada. This funding will expand our reach and create lasting opportunities in communities that need it most. Reverence Basketball started with my story, but it's grown into something bigger, a pathway for identity, leadership, and opportunity for Indigenous youth. I know what it feels like to be overlooked, and I know what one mentor can change with your support. No Indigenous athlete will ever be left unseen again. Thank you.
Right on. Amazing pitch, Kaleb. What you're doing is so important. The question I have for you is the $25,000 goes towards, you said, hiring 2 trainers. How many kids or teams can each trainer handle? Because I want to see how far this can grow and how many people are going to be helped.
Yeah, so with 2 Indigenous trainers, they're the leaders of that group. So I already hire collegiate and university players that I work with as part of their deal to work with me. They get free training, so they help my program expand, and they also grow their own Indigenous communities. So I'm trying to train them to be able, when they're finishing their collegiate years, to go back to their community, and that's how our mentorship program is growing. But those
Are they in high school or middle school?
Yeah. So when they go back home for the summer, I teach them and train them on how to program, and I give them a curriculum I write. And when I work with them, I kind of do a little bit more education with those players. But the 2 Indigenous trainers are full-time people that would work here, so I can go expand elsewhere. Because right now I feel like my manpower is kind of just limited here, where I'm kind of a stretch too thin to run these smaller academies or grassroots academies. Especially my after school program I run at Census Houston with WFN. It's kind of similar in that way. Yeah, just trying to be able to provide more Indigenous focused services, I guess.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great pitch, Kaleb. Wondering how you advertise, or what's your marketing strategy to get your name?
Yeah, so a big part of my advertisement is social media. But another avenue is every person I've partnered with along my way and worked with their teams, collegiate, whatever, they repost and platform my stuff and they send it to their newsletters. As kind of a trade-off for working with their players, I get to get their contacts from their email newsletters, and I get to be put on their email newsletters, as well as reposted on their posts with followings of 5 to 10,000 on their social media accounts and their website. And my brand has just kind of been everywhere. Like, I'm an official partner of Okanagan College this year, and they run the biggest club team or junior club team in the area. And they're also focused in other areas in the interior. So that's helped me grow my business way more than I think if I was just doing this by myself. So networking has been one of the biggest parts of this business's growth. And that's kind of how I've been marketing. And then besides that, it's just the offer I use. Like, I always try to provide value first, and people have been really taken to it. And especially Indigenous communities, it's been really cool to see how open they are, even seeing seeing my face and be like, what is this kid doing? And now that, yeah, it's just cool. It's just really cool to see the trust and the trust communities having me and people having me to work with their kids and athletes and college players. It's pretty cool.
Have you ever felt apprehension around saying or doing the wrong thing when it comes to reconciliation? Perhaps you're afraid of being called out, or maybe you've even been called out, and now you find yourself frozen, unable to take steps to repair or to continue to engage in your important change-making work. If so, you're not alone. This work is big, it's important, and sometimes the bigness of it all can feel overwhelming or simply leave folks at a loss of where or how to begin. Even as an Indigenous woman, the stakes can often feel so high, and it's easy to fall into the trap of overthinking or holding back for fear of causing unintentional harm. If any of this sounds familiar to you, not to worry. We at Decolonize and Rise can help. Ariana Ndinishnakas Ndunjaba Amjanong First Nation, and I'm one of the co-founders of Decolonize and Rise. Over the past 18 months, we've delivered 33 workshops and 10 keynotes to groups in the corporate, public, and nonprofit sectors with a holistic, balanced, and well-informed approach to reconciliation, one that breaks down barriers and builds bridges. Our work is rooted in two-eyed seeing, blending neuroscience, decolonizing, and Indigenous ways of knowing. And now, powwow pitch, we need your help. With your support, we can hire an Indigenous designer and developer to refresh our online presence and brand identity to match the depth and potency of our work. We've doubled our revenue from 2024 to 2025 solely by bootstrapping, DIYing, and pitching ourselves to potential clients. Imagine what would become possible for us if we had some support with boosting our online presence and searchability. If the past 18 months are any indicator, we feel we'd be unstoppable. We know this will help us attract more business, which ultimately will allow us to hire more Indigenous facilitators to work with us, donate more money to the Indigenous-led nonprofits we support on the territories we occupy, and have more money for honoraria for elders and knowledge keepers. A rising tide lifts all canoes. Are you ready to help us rise into our next stage of impact?
Thank you so much for the presentation. As somebody who herself sometimes feels a bit tongue-tied and ends up not saying anything rather than saying the wrong thing. I think it's very important. Can you tell us a bit about kind of how you've been working organically to get the name out and build relationships to develop your workshops?
Yeah, definitely. So pretty much throughout 2024, we sent a ton of emails to companies that we thought could be a fit, saying, this is who we are, this is what we're doing. Do you want to jump on a call and learn more about it? We started to build traction through that, and then word got out. The more speaking gigs we landed, the more people were in the room to see who we were and what we were up to, and we started generating word of mouth referrals as well. We also do organic social media on LinkedIn. We've grown our following up to 2,800 followers without any paid advertising. And we also have a humble email list going from just over 100 subscribers in October of last year to 571 today. And so that's been all through organic methods.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, miigwech.
Thank you so much for your pitch, and congratulations on your early success. I can really feel that bootstrapping spirit, which is just incredible. So as you know, there are other Indigenous consultancies out there that are working in this space and decolonizing and doing Indigenous relations training. So what's unique about your business that makes you truly special and gets people excited about working with you?
Yeah, what sets our work apart from others doing this really important work is our inclusion of the conversations around well-being, the nervous system, and understanding our emotional responses. You know, it's no surprise that this work can be triggering, it can be activating, and those triggers can become barriers that allow us to build walls around ourselves and double down on our pre-existing belief systems, or those triggers can become medicine. If we get curious about them, they can ultimately be what builds bridges and allows us to open our minds and hearts to seeing things from a new perspective. And that's where we can start to build the foundation for creating workplaces, communities, and systems where we can all thrive.
Beautiful answer. Thank you.
Amazing. I love the pitch. I love what you do. Workshops are so important. So who is your perfect client/customer right now? And let's say in 3 years when you're growing, who's your perfect client in 3 years from now?
Right now, I would say the majority of our business does come from the corporate sector. So we tend to be brought into different departments within larger organizations, helping leadership teams understand how they can start to bring in more decolonial perspectives in terms of how they operate their teams. And really what we would love to do is have some level of this training going into organizations of all levels and of all industries. You know, even folks who work in nonprofit sectors, like we've all been conditioned to operate from colonial perspectives and ways of knowing. And so we feel that the more team members that we can bring on to work with us, the further reaching that we can get our work into more industries.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, miigwech.
Hello, my name's Deborah Courchene. I'm a Anishinaabe from Saugeen Nation, Manitoba, and I live in Vancouver on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. So I'm the founder of Indigirl Comedy, a not-for-profit dedicated to empowering Indigenous women in stand-up comedy. Indigirl is more than a not-for-profit. It is a movement. Indigenous women and gender diverse comedians are deeply underrepresented in stand-up comedy, and we are changing that. Over the past 4 years, we've hosted mentorship workshops, seeing over 100 participants. We've launched an open mic for women, gender diverse, and queer comedians in Vancouver, and we sell out shows at every showcase we produce, including at the Winnipeg Comedy Festival, Just for Laughs, and a tour in New Zealand this year. The feedback that we get from the community is very humbling. Comedians tell us we've helped make their dreams come true, from getting paid to traveling the world, to opportunities to write new stories and build community. Every graduate from our program says our program is rare and a special opportunity to speak their truth and bring their language to life in new and entertaining ways. With the $25,000 from Powwow Pitch, we will revamp our e-commerce site to better sell tickets and merchandise, produce video content to uplift the voices that we're spotlighting, run targeted marketing ads, upgrade our equipment, and bring in production staff so that we can reach more audiences, empower our comedians, and keep the laughter going. Too often, Indigenous women are framed as critics and opposition to the colonial state, and we are rewriting that history. We are reconciliation in action, uplifting Indigenous voices through joy and laughter and inviting everybody in. Indigirl is not just entertainment, it is empowerment, and the world is ready. Help us turn the volume up for these voices. Miigwech.
Wow. Great job, Debbie.
Thank you.
Just a question around, is it just you or who's your team? Do you have a team that helps support you on this?
Yeah, so we have a 3 to 4 person team. A workshop facilitator that's the communications between us and the comedians and the workshop participants, our publicist, and then myself. And then we had a general manager that was helping us fundraise for the past 4 years, but she took a step back because she got another gig. And so we're looking to fulfill that position in the coming year as well.
Can you tell us a little bit about your growth plans? Do you plan to grow beyond Vancouver, and how you crack the comedy nut in other markets?
Absolutely. So we've produced workshops across Canada, all over across Canada. So 5 different provinces, 6 different provinces, Whitehorse, Vancouver, BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario. And so we are looking to return to those communities and continue to help more voices raise. I would love to get into enfranchisement so that we could have different platforms across Canada where then people can continue to have these opportunities on a nationwide scale.
Thanks so much for your pitch. Super inspiring. I would love to know your story, like what got you involved in comedy, and I would love to hear more about it.
Yeah, I always loved comedy, mostly because of my dad. He would be the one who would call me up and be like, "Do you have any jokes?" Like, he's always a joker and a storyteller and a part of Toastmasters, and he was always trying to get me involved in those. And then ultimately, when I decided I was going to do stand-up comedy, I was too scared to do it because I was afraid of white men. And so essentially, I just found a way to make these workshops so that I can bring in the funniest women that I knew and give them an opportunity to expand their skills in comedy and learn new ways of expressing themselves.
Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, come on, that's awesome.
At Baby Cho Foods, every child matters, past, present, and future. This past spring, the Canadian government had made the decision to cut funding and made it more difficult to access food supports. When 42 to 62% of First Nations communities already deal with food insecurity and depend on these vital supports, this is my call to action. Up north where I'm from, we have no fruit trees at all and snow 9 months out of the year. My name is Wendy Landry, and I'm the creator of Baby Cho Foods, and we believe no child should go hungry or without. As a Dega Goti Dene from Fort Providence, Northwest Territories, I grew up in BC on Okanagan Silks territory. I've always felt disconnected being so far away from home. This entrepreneur journey has been very spiritual and helped me find my sense of belonging by connecting both of my worlds. After recent life-changing surgeries, along with my passion to help my community, I made a commitment to be a part of the solution. It inspired me to focus on making my apple chips in a variety of flavors that even the toughest critics would try. The Lake Country Food Bank supports my vision by letting us use their commercial kitchen. It enabled me to launch my business from just being a hobby at home. All my life, we accessed the food bank. Apples were always in every hamper, even in the winter. Year-round, a household staple in the Okanagan. Every apple we use is hand-selected, peeled, and we core each apple utilizing all parts. We launched the end of May. Within 4 months, my chips won 6 awards. Our twisted chips are a hit, catering to strict diets and allergies. With 25 grand, we can take our business to the next level and get our products across Canada, secure essential upgrades such as commercial equipment, supplies, and necessary food permits to prepare for retail and wholesale. The demand has outgrown our current capacity. My revenue is limited, and with this investment, I would triple my income and create jobs. We have businesses reaching out from all over Canada. My dream is to see our apple chips served in schools, gas stations, airlines, and beyond, so families across Turtle Island can enjoy the simple gift of fruit no matter where they live. Thank you.
Wendy, that was a fantastic pitch. I love apples. Incredible.
Me too. And I got my Halloween twisted flavors.
You got the apples in there, the apple.
Oh, this is, I don't have packaging yet because I just made these for Halloween. These are my twisted flavors, and these are some of my flavors. Like, I designed all of my labels on my own, and my mascot is a little bear. I'm not sure if you can see it now.
Yeah, we can see. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I designed all my packaging and logos and everything. As you know, I'm in Digitech as well, so I do all my digital art for all of my logos. And in May, I started with that one machine in the back there with that one core, and now I've got about 6 machines.
My question is, why apples? Out of so many food products in the industry, why did you choose apples?
You know what? So many people in the Okanagan grew up eating them. And, you know, what, for me, I grew up eating them and I was kind of sick of them. And I was like, you know what? We got to cherish this apple. So many Indigenous people grow up here and they don't own any orchards. So this is my way to honor the land. And plus, I love dehydrated apples. I got out of the hospital and I couldn't eat anything because I got my gallbladder removed. So that was part of the reason to get it started. I only started to do, my vision was to start with my original classic chips. And then it kind of blew up because I had critics telling me, oh, well, it's just dehydrated chips. And so I started twisting them. And then they started blowing up. We won 6 awards for best dessert, best candy, best vegetarian, and best bulk food. And I even got one for catering and specialty foods.
Great pitch, Wendy.
Thank you.
Has there been any pivots that you've had to make in your business as you go along?
Yes. So I just finished my business plan prior to winning Kamloopa. And so right now I'm where I had planned to be in a year from time. So I am constantly scaling and repivoting and redoing all my finances and my books, because every time I bring on a new person, every time I buy a new machine, I got to recalculate my batch sizes, my times, my labor costs. So we've been constantly scaling, constantly pre-pivoting. And Canada Post, like I just wanted to try and launch my Apple chip so I can sell elsewhere, outside of the Okanagan. And then the Canada Post strike has happened, and I use prepaid Canada Post boxes.
Wow.
So right now we're doing everything local, and we're going to be hitting up our second kitchen, our second commercial location, and pumping up our productions next month and hitting those Christmas markets. So I'm excited.
Thank you. Great pitch.
Thank you.
Yate, my name is Walter Baya.
And I am Marissa Begay, co-founders of Bravo Solar and Wind.
We are a veteran-owned business based in Woodspring, Arizona. We experience the challenges of unreliable energy and a high rate of unemployment on the Navajo Nation.
With our experience and achievements, we want to give back to our community. We founded Bravo Solar and Wind.
We specialize in advanced inspection on wind turbine main components, inspecting internally of gearbox and main bearing, visual inspection of blades and turbine structure that include reports within 24 hours. Our service can reduce downtime by 40%, extending turbine life and saving our customers money while delivering clean energy. With over 400 wind turbines in Arizona, the market is ready. We currently have pilot projects prepared and are scheduled to inspect 24 turbines per month, exceeding 400,000 in revenue next year and over 500,000 in 2027.
Creating more job opportunities to expand our services into New Mexico and Texas.
Where more than 15,000 wind turbines are within 10 hours of our location.
We're not just creating jobs, we are training and teaching solutions that not only provide green energy, but also meaningful opportunities for our people. Our long-term vision includes creating a STEM-based program and a scholarship foundation that will inspire the youth and the next generations of leaders. With Powell Pitch support, the 25,000 will purchase a borescope and specialty tools, launch a risk management program, and secure insurance and expand our team.
As a certified electrician, this would help grow our solar department to better serve veterans, elderly, individuals with disability, and homeowners through off-grid solar install, service, and repair.
Bravo Solar and Wind is more than a company. We are creating resilience, protecting energy assets, and empowering our community with jobs, education, and a sustainable future.
Could you just flesh out a little bit further the community impact and how this will give back in your own community?
Yes, pretty much we're going to be successful creating bigger employment. With the service we're going to provide is going to create more services from service and maintenance, and this will expand our employment with over 200 employees within the next 3 to 5 years.
Thank you for your pitch. I'd love to hear your story. So why solar and wind? What does this mean to you?
I grew up, as a young child, I went to boarding school. I never really went home, and when I did go home, we didn't have running water or electricity. So I would be going to the windmill, carrying 5-gallon buckets and things like that, and just trying to get back to my people, to where when I graduated, I had to leave thousands of miles to be away from family and friends, especially my family. And I just want to gain that knowledge. And I learned so much that I think I could help my community by what she mentioned with jobs, education, and just empowerment for our people to make ourselves more resilient.
And kind of just to elaborate on that, the Navajo Nation still today is currently struggling with power and running water. So having that instilling within our company, that's why we really would like to focus on our community and giving back.
Great pitch, great company. I love clean energy. Question for you. You were talking about servicing these windmills, but do you also sell like solar and sell windmills, like, or are you just servicing and installing?
As of right now, we are trying to create employment first, so where we can have, create jobs for our company, and from there on, we're going to start going to start installing solar for our veterans, elderlies, and individuals with disabilities. So that is our goal, is to sell our product in the future, and also our main goal is to create employment.
Thank you.
Within the Inuit arts economy, visual arts and crafts alone contributed $64 million and supported over 2,100 jobs, yet many artists remain underpaid and underrecognized. I'm Annie Pillaktuaq, an Inuit artist from Iqaluit and founder of Art Den. Art Den is a creative business and cultural hub that produces and sells Inuit-made sealskin fashion and art, while also serving as a platform to showcase many diverse Inuit artists and designers. Beside me are examples of my art, and I am wearing sealskin earrings I created, which represents the authentic craftsmanship of Inuit artistry. After surviving family violence and rebuilding my life in Ottawa, reconnecting with art supported my healing journey, which manifested into Art Den. Art Den generates revenue through galleries, pop-ups, auctions, and international buyers. By March 2025, we achieved $70,000 in sales and are on target to reach $120,000 by fiscal year end March 2026, through collaborations with international galleries and exhibiting artists' works, ensuring their creations are recognized worldwide. To meet this demand and future growth targets based on my business plan, I'm seeking your support to scale and grow responsibly. This funding will allow me to purchase fur machines and art supplies to increase production and training, build an e-commerce and online programming platform so Inuit art can be sold internationally, and create 5 new jobs at Art Den for Indigenous artists and content creators supporting a growing Indigenous economy. With this investment, Art Den will increase production by 2027 and grow revenue by building a comprehensive marketing strategy and creating regular income streams for Inuit artists. Art Den is more than a business. It's a sustainable arts economy, rooted in fair pay, cultural integrity, and meaningful artist recognition. Nakumi, I would be grateful if you walked with me on this impactful journey, one that not only celebrates Inuit artistry, but also preserves and shares it with the world.
Great job, Annie. I really enjoyed your pitch, and I love your art behind you.
Thank you.
My question is, what role does your business play in bringing positivity to your community?
Art Den promotes positivity by creating systems that honor culture while opening new opportunities. We source all furs and skins exclusively from Inuit communities and organizations whenever possible, ensuring authenticity and supporting Inuit industries. As we grow, cultural integrity stays at the center. Every artist maintains ownership of their cultural knowledge, and each piece carries the artist's story through a QR code that connects customers directly to the creator. Our business model allows artists to retain ownership until items are sold, and we've set minimum compensation standards that rise with our growth. This approach creates a cycle where artists are fairly compensated, their voices remain visible, and customers understand the culture behind each piece. In Ottawa, it also means creating opportunities for non-Inuit audiences to experience Inuit art directly, fostering cultural connection and respect. In Ottawa, we have many opportunities to partner with nonprofits, businesses, and government to create procurement possibilities. To me, positivity means artists who feel valued and can prosper from their work, traditions that are respected, and communities brought together through art.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annie, for your presentation. I love the art in your background. It's gorgeous. Could you tell me, if you did win Powwow Pitch, what you hope your business would achieve in the next year?
In 1 year, I aim to establish Art Den as a recognized hub for Inuit arts and culture with a measurable impact. At minimum 10 Inuit artists and designers actively exhibiting us, 5 full-time positions filled, and grow revenue to $170,000 by March 2027. The $25K is the catalyst, not the whole plan. Sustainability comes from multiple revenue streams: direct sales through galleries, pop-ups in-store and online, wholesale orders, and selling internationally. Long-term, the hub will generate revenue through workshops, exhibitions, and partnerships with tourism and cultural organizations. By diversifying income and tracking milestones quarterly, we ensure stability beyond funding or loans. On the training side, every artist working with ArtDen will develop business fundamentals, understanding pricing, marketing, and how to advocate for their work in the art market. This empowers them to take charge of their entrepreneurship development. The success I'm aiming for is achieved by measuring impact through critical data, economic development for Inuit artists, and creating space for future Inuit artists to foster their careers.
Amazing. Well done, Turtle Island entrepreneurs. Congratulations on your outstanding pitches this evening. We are incredibly proud of you and will continue uplifting you and your business every step of the way as you continue to grow. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. Thank you for being the role models for entrepreneurs today and for future generations. We see you and we believe in you. Congratulations. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, our grand finale announcements. This year, in partnership with RBC and MasterCard, and with the support of our Powwow Pitch alumni, we're proud to present the following prizes: the Alumni Choice Prize, chosen by our alumni, and 3 prizes, first, second, and third place, selected by our grand finale judges. Let's turn it now to our 2024 Powwow Pitch third place winner, Darian Ducharme, to announce and award $5,000 to our Alumni Choice winner.
Hi, Debbie. Just a quick question. Actually, it's not a question. I want to congratulate you on being the Alumni's Choice Award for $5,000 for Indigi Girl. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Did you have any words to share?
I really enjoyed the process of this Powwow Pitch, and I want to thank everybody, like our community and all the comedians that like make this organization like such a strong push into what we want to see change in Indigenous representation. And I'm really proud of our community that's like made this, like from audience members and our board and our staff and all the comedians and all of the people at Powwow Pitch to put the work in and listen, and the mentorship. The process has been really a lot of fun and really engaging, and it's really brought back my passion in producing, and just this is really encouraging for all of our work, and I just want to thank you all. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Darian, for being such an inspiring entrepreneurial leader and proud Powwow Pitch alumni. Congratulations to the Alumni Choice winner, Debbie Courchene, and the Indigi Girl comedy team for winning the Alumni Choice Prize. Your dedication and passion for bringing laughter to our communities is true medicine. Our incredible alumni see the immense joy and inspiration you bring. Keep sharing that good laughing medicine. And now I'd like to turn it to our 2024 Powwow Pitch first place winner, Dr. Shira Barberstock, to announce and award $5,000 to our third place winner.
Hi, Annie. Thank you so much for coming back. I don't actually have a question for you, and I'm happy to share that you are the third prize winner of Powwow Pitch this year for $5,000. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We were so inspired by your pitch and the work that you're doing. Do you have any words you would like to share?
No, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for believing me.
Thank you so much, Shira, for your dedication to supporting our community and being an exceptional entrepreneurial leader. And congratulations, Annie Pillaktuaq and the Art Den by Annie team for winning the third place prize. Your vision to create a welcoming hub for Indigenous and Inuit artists to create collaborate, and exhibit art is truly inspiring. Helping Indigenous entrepreneurs and artists realize their worth is important work, and we are so proud to be a part of your journey. Let's keep the excitement going as we welcome Kate Karn on behalf of MasterCard to announce and award $10,000 to our second place winner.
On behalf of MasterCard and of Powwow Pitch, I'm so excited to let you know that you are the 2025 Powwow Pitch second place winner. $10,000. Congratulations to you.
Awesome. Right on. Thank you, guys. Sweet.
Congrats. Are there any words you'd like to share?
Oh my God, I'm speechless. I
As we
want
put
to
you on
thank
the
my
spot.
family and everybody over at Indigitech, April with ANCO. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless right now, and everybody at Jumping Elephants, especially Pam, April, Joy at the Lake Country Food Bank. Yeah, and my kids, of course, and my partner Chad, and awesome. Thank you, guys. This is going to be life-changing for us.
Thank you so much, Kate and MasterCard. Your unwavering commitment to empowering Indigenous entrepreneurs and uplifting this generation of business leaders is appreciated. Congratulations, Wendy Landry and Bebia Cho Foods, of your second place win. You are a visionary leader, and we are so proud of how you've built Bebia Cho Foods with love and purpose, creating healthy snacks that nourish families while uplifting Indigenous communities. Your determination and the love of your family shine through everything you do, and we are inspired by how you lead with such heart and purpose. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, to find out who is the 2025 Powwow Pitch Grand Prize winner for Turtle Island, who will take home $25,000 cash tonight. Please welcome Herb Zobel from RBC to announce the first place winner.
Hi, Kendall. Thanks for coming back. On behalf of RBC, we want to advise you that you are the 2025 Powwow Pitch Grand Prize winner of $25,000. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so exciting. Thank you guys so much.
Would you like to say?
I would. I was totally not expecting this. This is my first time pitching ever. So this is super exciting. All of my heart's racing a whole bunch. Yeah, we've been working our butts off since April, and this is both mine and my husband's passion. My master's is in Indigenous food sovereignty, so like my whole education and everything is really surrounding this, and it's so exciting to see this come together and really be able to make something out of my own passion and create something that's going to help my own community. My supervisor, Dr. Adrienne Xavier, and my husband, Thomas Sweeney, I think are the two main ones. My dad has been a huge help. All of our community partners have been amazing. I want to thank Josh at NMI for being such a help to Thomas with so much of the hardware. Yeah, and all of our family and friends have been so supportive of our journey, and it's super exciting to be able to share this with them too.
Thank you, Herb and RBC, for standing alongside us in this incredible journey, supporting emerging Indigenous business and leaders as they grow and thrive. Congratulations, Kendal Garlow and Sproutsing. We are so proud of you. Kendal, your intelligence and creativity are driving Sproutsing forward with a vision that blends innovation and cultural strength. We are so proud of your determination and success as a young entrepreneur leading the way in Indigenous agriculture and technology. Congratulations on being named the 2025 Powwow Pitch winner. Thank you, judges, for your support, thoughtful questions, and for choosing our 2025 grand finale winners. We'd love for you to share your final reflections and thoughts on tonight's incredible pitches.
On behalf of RBC, I want to thank and congratulate all the entrepreneurs who have competed in the 2025 Powwow Pitch season.
On behalf of MasterCard, thank you so much, the Powwow Pitch team, for inviting me to be part of this incredible process. Congratulations to all of the entrepreneurs who pitched. It was incredible and inspiring to hear your stories and your business ideas. And the future of Indigenous entrepreneurship in Canada is clearly very bright.
As the Powwow Pitch winner from last year, it was really exciting for me to be part of the judging panel for Powwow Pitch this year. I was very inspired by people's stories and the passion and the excitement and the vision for their business. And I'm really excited to see the impact that the support from Powwow Pitch and the sponsors will have with bringing the vision forward for the businesses that have won.
Hey, it's Darren from Tech Care. Just wow. I'm amazed by every entrepreneur and every business that was on this show, and I look forward to seeing a prosperous future for your business. And I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna have you on Instagram. Have a great day.
Thank you, judges. Thank you to our co-presenting partners, RBC and MasterCard. Our silver partners, Sklar Wilton and Associates and Altus Recruitment. Our seed partners, Export Development Canada, Aritzia, National Aboriginal Capital Corporations Association, Best Buy Canada, Futurepreneur, Business Development Bank of Canada, Jelly Academy, and the Canadian Internet Registration Authority. Our community partners, Raven Indigenous Capital Partners, Joint Economic Development Initiative, Community Futures Development Corporation of Central Interior First Nations, All Nations Trust Company, Mini TP, North Forge, RRC Polytech, and Women in Business New Brunswick. Our collaborating partners, Manitowabe Festival, Kamloopa Powwow, Elsipogtog Powwow, Entrepreneur, and Carleton University's Sprott Student Consulting Group. A huge thank you to our amazing volunteer mentors and judges. Your time, dedication, and guidance have helped our entrepreneurs grow, shine, and take their businesses to the next level. Your support goes far beyond tonight. Thank you also to our amazing Powwow Pitch team. Executive Director Naomi Sarazin, Creative Producer Cyprian Shalankevich, Communications Coordinator Keely Thompson-Cook, and Programs Coordinator Keisha Perrin for bringing our vision to life online and across Turtle Island this evening. What an incredible evening it's been. The talent and passion we've witnessed tonight has been nothing short of inspiring. Thank you to all our viewers tonight for cheering on Indigenous entrepreneurs through the Powwow Pitch. Let's keep the conversation going using the hashtag Powwow Pitch. Stay connected and keep supporting each other. I'm Sunshine Tabasco, your host of this unforgettable evening, signing off. Miigwech Kipijayeg Nongomnakshig.